Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Couple things to cover today, but we'll start with who should be back, and that is Mark Andrews. He practiced in full, and we'll just monitor the injury report the rest of the week, but him practicing basically full all last week and then him starting practice full this week is a great sign moving forward that Mark Andrews will return. That's a huge lift for this offense, help Lamar out even more. I think it'll be really exciting and interesting to see how Monken uses these tight ends, having Likely and Andrews out there. Obviously, Andrews probably isn't going to play a normal amount that Andrews would play if he was healthy. And with Isaiah Likely balling the way he is, I'm sure it might even be like a 50-50, but just even having Andrews out there draws attention to him from the Chiefs defense. His connection with Lamar is irreplaceable, and he's like a top elite competitor. And there's a lot of guys on our team that are like that, but Mark Andrews plays with a fire, and I'll welcome that on offensive side of the ball any day of the week. So excited to have him back. Marlon Humphrey also returned to practice. He was limited, so we'll see if he ends up playing or not. I would say that's definitely still up in the air, but great sign that he got a limited practice in, hoping to see a full practice. But even if he just keeps practicing these next few days, I feel like he's going to give it a go. This is definitely a game that he's not going to want to miss. This is probably his biggest game as a Raven ever, so he's definitely going to want to be a part of it, as him and Andrew should be a part of it. They deserve to enjoy this ride and help contribute to this team if they're healthy enough. So excited for the injury report and what we're seeing. Doesn't seem like anybody's going to miss. That bye week obviously helped our team rest, and then was very fortunate to get out of the Houston game healthy as well. And just to add a little bit more excitement to the game, the Ravens did announce that the legends of the game will be Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Ray does the intro to this channel, obviously. I got Ed Reed back on the wall, man. Grew up with these guys. This is who I was introduced to football seeing, spoiled. But as a kid, my whole life just watched Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Suggs. Suggs will also be there. The Ravens are honoring a ton of players, but the official legends of the game is Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. That is the perfect way to host your first AFC Championship and make sure that you bring back the guys who were a part of starting this Raven culture back. And they get to experience it as well and just amp that crowd up. The bank was loud in the divisional round. I'm expecting it to be even louder in this AFC Championship against the defending Super Bowl champions. There's no reason that place won't be rocking, and I think having them as the legends of the game just adds to that. T-Pain performing at halftime, that's pretty cool. Just great for the city too, right? Like, Baltimore doesn't get a lot of things like this. Obviously there's events that go on in Baltimore and stuff, but hosting the AFC Championship in the NFL in your city is insane. It is really the best type of game you can host outside of the Super Bowl, and hopefully one day we'll get that. I don't know, because it's cold, probably not, but we'll see. But AFC Championship game in Baltimore, I'll take it. It's exciting times, and what a better matchup to have, against Mahomes and the Super Bowl champs. I'm excited for this one. I don't think there's a better team to have to beat and go through to get to the Super Bowl. And it's really a legacy game for Lamar. I don't think that it ruins Lamar's legacy by any means if he loses. It would definitely amplify Patrick Mahomes' legacy to another level, just being in another Super Bowl. This is his 6th straight AFC Championship. That's insane. 6 years as a starter, 6 years in the AFC Championship, and would be trying to get his 3rd Super Bowl. So definitely would add on to Patrick Mahomes' legacy, but I think this is a legacy-creating game for Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson beats Patrick Mahomes, takes this Ravens team to the Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl especially, he'll have 2 MVPs and a Super Bowl trophy in his first 6 years in this league, and that's pretty insane as well. And I think there'll be a lot more conversation that Lamar is on Mahomes' heels. Obviously he hasn't been to 6 straight AFC championships, but only having one less Super Bowl, having just as many MVPs, the stats are going to go with it. Lamar's going to have the numbers. So Lamar wins this, it puts him in that category of the greatest in the world. And he's in that right now. If you just watch football objectively and his impact on the game, he is one of the greatest in the world. But I mean legacy. I mean when football's done and we're talking about, you need some Super Bowls, you need some accomplishments, you need to have beat other guys that are considered the GOAT. Patrick Mahomes right now is the current GOAT. GOAT's a big word. I think Brady's definitely cemented that he is the greatest of all time. Until Patrick Mahomes is approaching 7 Super Bowls, you really can't put him in that category. But I totally understand and respect that he is well on his way to accomplish something similar to that. But if Lamar Jackson can beat him, win a Super Bowl himself this year, he's in that conversation. And the Ravens have a great young core, established coaching. I'm sure we'll lose some coaching staff, but we're going to replace them. Our core is there. Lose a couple free agents, sure, but we'll replenish in the draft. The team might not be quite as dominant as it was this year, but I think this offense will continue to grow. Lamar is not an old player. He is going to be around for a long time, and I feel like we're just getting started with these Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes rivalry games in the playoffs. I feel like health depending, this could be an almost every year type of show. And like Lamar said in his press conference, this is 2 heavyweights going at it, and I couldn't agree more. And I think that, like I said, this is a legacy-creating game for Lamar. It's not going to ruin either of their legacies. I think they're too young to have it ruin their legacy. If when whoever loses is not going to be that tarnished. Obviously, if Lamar loses, he might take a bit more heat. He definitely will take more heat just because Patrick Mahomes has already won a lot. Lamar will be, what's it going to take? You had the best team. You still didn't get there. What's it going to take to dethrone this guy who seemingly can't be beat, or this team can't be beat? And I understand that conversation if that were to happen. But if Lamar wins, he's up there, man. And this is a special moment, and I think we're going to get and see the best Lamar Jackson we've ever saw. I think the Ravens are ready for this. I'm so glad it's in Baltimore, man. I keep saying that. It just feels incredible. Just seeing Lamar evolve this year, too, has been incredible. Having the weapons that we've been crying for, having the offensive system, giving him the freedom to run and improvise and make plays, too, and not have the pressure of you better run this system exactly as it's called. Lamar can go up there and change things, make things happen, and just his leadership, not only on the field, which he's kind of always had, but now being vocal and holding other guys accountable. And we got the same thing on defense with Roquan Smith, and Lamar gave him a little shout out today saying that he's the Ray Lewis of our generation.
Man, he run the Ray Lewis juice back, for our generation. The grit, the everything, the leadership, his poise, his aggression. We needed that from our linebacker, from both of them. Him and Patrick, they doing a wonderful job. But Ro, he's just unbelievable. We needed that, and I'm glad we got him. Eric did a great job.
I made a video on this prior, but it is that way. It seems that way. He'll never be Ray Lewis because Ray Lewis has, for one, accomplished way more over the length of a career, and for another was the first to do that, in Baltimore. So Roquan will never be able to replace that, but he is the younger Ray Lewis. He's like the son of Ray Lewis in a way in the game, and it's cool to see, man. Just the way he leads. I'm sure you guys watch that Wired. Roquan reminds you so much of Ray. Just that confidence, that passion for the game, that passion to keep everyone else around you motivated and locked in.
Drag me off this field. I'm down for this. So make sure you got that mindset. When you step out here, they ain't gonna give it to you. We gotta take everything that they work for. Bring that up. Here we go. Hey,
and you need that. You need that on offense and defense. You need team leaders that are going to hold other people accountable and raise their level of play so that we can all be great collectively. And that's what Lamar does on offense, and that's what Roquan Smith does on defense. And I think that's why you're seeing so much collective success right now. And if both are clicking on all cylinders and got these guys playing like I know they can and how we have in the past few weeks, we're going to the Super Bowl, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts. As always, I appreciate you tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense.